Alright, now we're going to do the question on how to express this in the form of this and eventually use it, answer in part A, to solve this equation. So actually when you rewrite this as this, which is a quadratic expression, we're actually doing the idea of completing the square. Okay, so let's see how we can employ the method of completing the square. So firstly, we'll take a look at this expression and we are most interested in the value or the coefficient of the number in front of x, which is actually a 1, a positive 1. So we'll first rewrite our thing in this manner, where we have x plus some number minus 9 carried over, and I'm going to subtract away another number again. So what goes into these blanks? It's actually the value of this number here divided by 2. So if it was a 1, a plus 1 is a 1 over 2, and similarly here will be a positive 1 over 2. So what happens next is now I'm going to evaluate these two expressions to get x plus half square minus 9. Now use your calculator to calculate this value, which happens to be, okay, calculator here, half, don't forget to put a bracket, oops, okay, restart, half, whole thing square, just like this. Okay, notice I'm only finding the value of whatever is here, disregarding the negative sign. Okay, so the value turns out to be 1/4, which I'll write here. Now we're going to use a calculator to find what this total value is. In fact, you don't even need to use a calculator. It will just be x plus half square minus 9 1/4. And there you have it, completed the square form. We have just answered this part A. So moving on, how do we use this in part A to find B? They're asking us to solve this equation. You notice that this front thing actually is the exact same value expression here. This was expressed in this form through completing the square, and we are going to use it. So how? Since this is the same as this, so I'll rewrite this here. X plus half square minus 9 1/4 gives me 0. So we're going to solve this in the fastest possible method by bringing the negative 9 1/4 over to give you positive 9 1/4. Now to get rid of the square, I'm going to square root both sides to get this, oops, to give me plus or minus 9 1/4. Let me move this up a bit. So why do I have plus and minus? I'll get two values in which it will split up into x plus half equals to the positive 9 1/4, or the x plus half equals to the negative 9 1/4. Okay, so now we're going to solve these two individually and get two values of x. So this will be just square root 9 1/4 minus half y minus, because positive half becomes negative half when I bring it over the equal sign. Similarly here, it will be negative 9 1/4 minus half. So what happens next is just using a calculator for the two values here, which turn out to be, let's press it together, square root 9 1, oops, okay, 9 1/4 minus half, 2.54 to 3SF. Second one, square root of 9 1/4, oops, 1/4, negative sign outside, minus half. And I will get negative 3.54 to 3SF. So there you have it, two values which are the solutions to this equation.